Welcome into the Alabama Football Report. Today we're talking recruiting because, hey, it's Chattanooga week and no one really cares that much about that one. We'll talk some running back targets, a defensive line target, and a brand new 2025 commit. Now, if you want more Alabama football recruiting videos, especially as the actual games kind of stop being played and we get further and further along into the off-season, the recruiting cycle with early National Signing Day not that far away. Like the video for me right now if that is something that you want. Let's begin with the latest on Kevin Riley, the four-star recruit who currently, tentatively, I might even add, is committed to the Miami Hurricanes. A four-star recruit in the class of 2024. He's number 74 overall. Again, all these per the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. The number 6 running back, and he's number 7 from the state of Alabama. He's even from Tuscaloosa, by the way. I will make note that despite the commitment, Alabama remains hot on the heels of Riley. Here's what he said recently, quote, "I tell everyone it's mainly Miami and Bama. Bama has been on me pretty tough. They're trying to keep the relationship tight between us since the commitment, so it's pretty big. I just like how they develop their players. A lot of guys go there to get developed into a better player. I feel like at Bama, they have the system and also the right program to produce guys like me and other guys to be ready for the league. A lot of people say the closest you'll get to the league in college is the SEC. To get used to it, to play under Nick Saban's name, you'll be ready. That's one thing I like about Bama. They know how to develop a lot of players, especially at my position." Now we have here the On3 Recruiting Prediction machine. It is a machine, so it's not always 100% locked. The machines have not yet taken over for us, robot style quite yet, after all. This is what the numbers lay out on the On3 side of it. Hurricanes, 42.5. Alabama, 19.1. Ole Miss, 16.3. Bunch of other teams kind of filling in the remainder percentages there. Based on what Kevin himself had to say, I would say it's probably a two-team race between the Canes and Alabama. So let's get some predictions in the comments section then. Who ends up landing the coveted four-star running back? M for the Miami Hurricanes, A for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Get those predictions in at the pinned comment of today's video. The ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's go to another running back here, Kewan Lacy, the four-star recruit. Again, this is all 2024 class, Number 351 overall. The number 30 running back, number 57 from the state of Texas. Two big notes here. He has decommitted from Nebraska, making him a real potential get for multiple programs out there right now. And he was an unofficial visit for the LSU game, which was a pretty good game to go to if you are interested in having your time spent at Alabama for college. Here's what his coach said, Coach Whitley, his high school coach, said, quote, "He's not built like a running back. He has long legs. He has excellent feet, great balance, and body control. He can easily be one of the best receivers on the team if you put him out wide. He's one hell of a running back in the backfield. He's going to win matchups on the perimeter. He has phenomenal hands and ball skills. Alabama is really coming after him since before his junior year. Coach Wiggins was on him early. Really, ever since he visited 2 summers ago, they never backed off of him after his commitment, but maybe just not as adamant. But it's definitely increased in the last 2 months." Now, when you define a running back who could be one of your better receivers, kind of sounds like Emmanuel Henderson, doesn't it? Background, of course, is that Henderson came in as a running back and then flipped to wide receiver. And I do think having that type of player every couple cycles is probably a good thing for their overall health and flexibility and versatility of your offense. So what running back target, doesn't have to be one of the names we mentioned. I know how you guys are with recruiting. You spend a lot of time following it. What running back target do you want the Crimson Tide to land? Sound off in the comment section right now. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. I love it because it's just you against the numbers. You are not battling thousands of other players, the pros, the sharks, whatever. It's just you pick 2 to 6 player stat projections, And if you get 2 out of 3 right at minimum, you get the flex play, or you can go to the power play and go all in, try to get all 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, and get even bigger winnings. You can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. It really is that simple. My NFL picks this week, where I've hit 5 in a row, by the way. If you want to hop on at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS and ride along with my picks with me. More than C.J. Stroud passing yards. More than Sam Howell passing yards. Stroud has been hot. Howell's playing a terrible defense that allowed 400 or something in 3 quarters of action last week. Better team in Dallas, but still, it's an entire game. And more than CeeDee Lamb receiving yards as well, 86.5. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. Again, that's prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for that first deposit match up to $100. Another defensive lineman target here is William Eckles, the Ole Miss recruit, a 4-star. And amid the whispers, at least rumors, of maybe Lane Train could head down to A&M, this is the type of player that maybe you just keep your eye on in case there's a potential loss from that perspective. Here's what Williams said on the interest. Oh, I almost mentioned 309 overall, 36D lineman, number 8 from Mississippi. Doing to mention what's, on screen. Here's what Williams said on Alabama. Coach Roach has been telling me he needs me and everything like that. As an aside, I think that's a very common recruiting pitch. We need you, bud. Look, a lot of players hear that. Anyway, I know they got Big Jaheim Otis down there. He came from Mississippi, so I think he feels he's had a lot of success with Mississippi guys and needs another one. Everything is standing pretty good. I might give a little surprise on signing day. You never know, though. At minimum, William knows how to be a little bit of not drama person, but build the suspense, if you will. Now, Alabama doesn't have the deepest defensive line class here, not edges, but D-line guys. Jeremiah Beeman's a 4-star recruit. 3-star Isaiah Faguz was a flip from Utah, by the way. So adding one more is certainly in the range of outcomes for the Crimson Tide, and not that much of an outlandish prediction either. So will Alabama flip William Eckles? Y for yes, N for no. Head down to the comments, sound off for me right now. Looking ahead to 2025, and damn do I feel old, Zion Grady is a 5-star recruit who is committed to the Crimson Tide. He's number 19 overall in the 2025 class. He is the number 1 ranked edge and number 4 from the state of Alabama. So you're getting a top-tier edge rusher and one of the best players in the state. That's the type of guy Alabama always wants to find a way to keep. Are you excited about Zion Grady's commitment? We'll talk more about him here in just a moment. RTR in the comment section if you are. Flood it right now. I do love me a good high school stat line because especially if you're not necessarily playing there's always the weird differentiations and you get like the one guy who is just a foot taller than everybody else and weighs 30 pounds more, and they just dominate. High school stats for Zion Grady: 77 tackles, 10 sacks, 23 TFLs, and 23 hurries. The junior, by the way, going to be a senior next year. It's insane. Here's what Charles Power of On3 wrote about Zion Grady. He's one of the more productive edge prospects and overall defenders to this point in the 2025 class. This is a guy who makes a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage on Friday nights. He's an extremely productive player and a guy who lives in the opposing offense's backfield. He is building a strong resume of outstanding production. You turn on the film and see how he does it. He has good size, has added mass over the past year. Certainly looks to have the size, 6'4", 220. He was on the thinner side when we first scouted him, but that's not the case anymore. And then you remember the dude's like 16, 17 years old, and he gets in the Alabama weight room, and now all of a sudden he's a chiseled 6'4", 240, right? That last part was by me, by the way. We will have more Alabama football recruiting coverage for you guys here, so make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/@RollTideTV. Free videos all season, recruiting season, and everything else in between throughout the season.